I'm gonna purposely not say stuff. See if maybe then they'll spawn people to my stream. Unlike before where I say stuff that's conspiratorial. Well, it's conspiratorial now. It'll be proven to be somewhat similar to accurate at some point. Until then, it's conspiracy. Which sucks, because whenever I say conspiracies or whatever, they try and have me committed a lot of the time. Because in this timeline, it's much easier to try and have your opponents committed than admit to the atrocities. So be it. So I'm not going to say anything. Your move, algorithm, or whatever the algorithm really is. Probably some YouTube and Google mixed in with some back-end layer to some three-letter agency that then is linked to some other bullshit thing. 0 viewers. Shocking. Truly and utterly shocking. I'm not at all surprised, however, because that's what they always do, because they be cowards. I'm gonna be very quiet. I'm gonna see if maybe they send people to my stream if I'm just quiet enough. Nope, still 0. Still 0 viewers. What's wrong, algorithm? Are you scared I'm gonna say some things? Zero viewers. Zero viewers. Yeah, they don't spawn anybody into either my streams or even my neighborhood anymore. I just go out into my neighborhood. All the cars are there. It's like, oh, they're our neighbors. Where you guys at? You just sandbox the fuck out of me. You're the best too, Ahmad. Hi, can I tell you a joke? What the fuck? Alright, cool. So now they spawn people in. Yeah, no, whatever anybody wants to say, by all means. I'm fucking ecstatic to finally have my people here. So yeah, no, say whatever you want in chat. I'm curious. I'm curious who the types of people that they're going to send to me. Ahmad, who keeps saying that I'm their best streamer. Cool. I don't think if you've been in a stream before, but I like your attitude. I like your optimistic attitude that I'm a good streamer. I'm not really, but the bar is so goddamn low because there's not really too many people here. I can help. Okay, Ahmad, cool. Are you okay? Is anybody okay? To answer your question, yeah, I'm fine. I'm good. How are you doing, Ahmad? What do you call a rabbit with fleas? Yeah, I don't know. Ah, Bugs Bunny. Nice. That was very good. If anybody has anything you want me to talk about, I'm happy to go, I'll go any direction you guys want me to go in. When nobody really gives me many boundaries or talks during chat, I tend to go into conspiratorial type of, talks. But if anybody wants to just, in chat, all 6, 7 people, whoever you people turn out to be. What do you call hoppy? You mean happy? Or are we... Okay, I'm not looking for riddle, like, a topic. If anybody wants to just put out a topic of any sort, I'll talk about it. You guys have the floor. What conspiracy is not true? I think most are going to be true. But then again, I mean, they've been Easter egging in conspiracies for the longest time because I think the way they like playing things out in our timeline is they make people look insane by believing in these wacky conspiracy theories, and then you wait long enough, and then it turns out the conspiracies were right, just so that the people who believed in those conspiracies, even though the conspiracies are completely fucking stupid, they just turn out to be right, so that they get let the conspiracy theorists be like, "Oh, we got him the whole time," and it's like, "Yeah, you did, but that's only because they rigged the whole timeline so that um, it pays off in the end, which is fine. It's just yeah. So honestly, just believe in all the conspiracies. Because why not? They'll just make all of them true. The conspiracy theory, all right, the one I want credit for, because I guarantee this is the next one. The sovereign citizens. You know the sovereign citizens, the ones who are like, oh, you can't arrest me because I'm just traveling. Oh, I don't need a driver's license because I choose no allegiance or whatever the language is. And then everybody laughs at them, and then they get their shit beat out of them by cops. I guarantee they're going to add in some sovereign citizen type language at some point, so that sovereign citizens going to be like, oh yeah, we were right all along. It's like, no, you were stupid all along, but they just purposely breadcrumb that in to make everybody laugh at you guys, but then, yeah, later on they'll rig it so that it turns out that they were right, so that no cussing. If you don't like me cussing, then go to a different stream. Nobody's forcing you to be here. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the next one that's gonna be just so that the sovereign citizen will be like, we were right all along. We told you. It's like, yeah, you were right, but that's only because, like, I guarantee the QAnon or wherever they're getting this information are the ones who are just pre-planning this years in advance. So yeah, I mean they're right, but that's only because it's all kind of rigged against us. That's my conspiracy. That's a conspiracy theory. Do you want a big shout out? I don't. No. What are the what are the sob sits right about exactly? They're the ones that are like, I'm just traveling. You can't arrest me. I don't need a driver's license. All I'm saying is they're probably going to change the laws so that you can actually say what the sob sits were saying and then get away with it just to be kind of a fuck you. Because at this point, they're just fucking with us with conspiracies. Because now we live in a weird timeline where it's just the weirdest conspiracies are just kind of, I don't know what happened. So yeah, I bet that they changed the laws so that you could be like, I'm just traveling, and police are like, we gotta let him go. And then the sob sibs who were the ones that were laughed at before, then could be like, oh, see, we were right all along. And then it's like, yeah, you were right, but you're still wrong at the time. You just believed in the conspiracy theory that was purposely seeded in by the people who obviously are going to change laws later so that our timeline's all corruption. It's a little funny, but it's, do you think you need a driver's license? Generally to drive? Yes. Do other things? Sometimes, I guess. Bro, answer please. Bro, it could give so much money. A big shout out. Bro, please answer. Do you want a big shout out? Dude, I don't. You have to be more specific. Do I want a shout out? Do I want to shout someone out? Do I want someone to shout me out? Well, I don't get where you're coming at. You would need to give me more information for me to know how to answer that question. I'm gonna be intermittently not paying attention to this, and then occasionally looking down. So yeah. I don't know. Do I want to shout out? No. I don't want to shout anybody out, and I don't need anybody to shout me out. I'm just kind of gonna do my thing. I'm not doing this because I'm trying, or like, this whole game is rigged. This whole timeline is completely rigged. So it's not like any of this really matters anyway. You're eating chicken nuggets. Cool, yeah, no. I like how YouTube purposely will only give me the type of comments, not all of them, but for the most part, commenters who will just say shit that has nothing to do with anything, just to derail stuff, and never really, not all of you, but yeah, it's kind of funny how they just rig algorithms to kind of derail stuff. It's fine, they can do whatever they want. It's just kind of lame, because there could have been so much new complexity added to systems, but, yeah, the timeline's rigged. This timeline, first of all, isn't real and doesn't matter. We diverged from the real timeline a long time ago. This timeline's bullshit. We lost track of the timeline 2016. I've heard things about losing track of the timeline 2012. Because honestly, if you follow the Mayans, first of all, it's all speculation. These are the things that you can't prove or disprove. So if you can't falsify things, it's like I'll play it out because it's an interesting conspiracy theory. But honestly, if you look into the Hadron Collider, there's a weird conspiracy I like about how when they turned on the Hadron Collider, we all died and got shifted to a different timeline. But there is still a timeline version of us that is a real that do like exist. Um, but yeah, no, I'm pretty sure not this timeline hasn't felt real in a long goddamn time. Like now we just have elite pedophiles eating babies and doing other shit. Like we could just as easily have been shifted to a timeline where it's zombies or vampires or all the other shit it could have been. I think they're just fucking with us now. So, but I'll play out whatever. I think I would say before COVID, but yeah, for sure nothing's been real since COVID, but I would say even before COVID it's been kind of crazy. Thank you for keep saying I'm your best favorite YouTuber. I mean, cool. I mean, I know it's not an organic comment, but whatever, I'll take it. Um, I mean, I know you guys are just in here fucking with me. I don't care though. You can. It's completely fine. But yeah, no, I know this isn't like an organic chat. I know that they add metadata to all my streams, so I can't ever actually get like people who would have similar points of view. I'll get kind of people who just again, everybody's free to do whatever they want in here. It's just let me just say I'm well aware that this isn't a kind of normal sort of thing. And it hasn't for a while, because it's all rigged. How is life like toilet paper? You're either on a roll or taking shit from someone. Yep. Alright. It's a good joke, I guess. How many are real and how many are bots? I don't know. I wouldn't say they're even bots. They're just like people that an algorithm selected to be here that they can be whatever they want to be. Some are probably feds, some are just people who are just not really the audience I would be looking for. Again, everybody can do whatever they want. But yeah, no, no, all algorithms rig it against any creators or any creators that they don't like or who say things that they don't like. They'll just rig it by adding metadata to their streams so that they can't actually get organic like comments or anybody or find anybody who they could like collab with. It's a rigged game. Uh, I'm being genuine though. It's like, I don't know, it's better to be optimistic than apathetic. About the timeline shift, I apologize for my dumb comment. No, it's fine. It's an excuse to use free will to the maximum. I kind of agree with that. I mean, I think you can still be ethical and stuff, but also believe that our timeline's fucked. Like, yeah, some people, if they were like, oh yeah, our timeline's not real, our timeline doesn't exist, I'm gonna go murder some people. Yeah, they're definitely psychopaths to do that. But, I think you can be like, yeah, this timeline's fake as shit, but I'm still not gonna be a complete prick, because I still think people are real. I just think our timeline is it's felt off for way too long. There's something else going on we don't know about. Probably. I think even the elites and the ones in power that think they're in charge and they're planning all this out in some like 5D chess type shit, they're getting manipulated the same way others are. They just don't know it, which is I think we're in a recursive psyop where we all exist in a psyop that's run by somebody who's gaslit inside of a different psyop that's and they are also in a different psyop and gaslit by we're just like recursively everything's gaslit, myself included, but everything is gaslit into thinking there are different rules, so then now we're just playing out nonsense and now there's just it's craziness. And this is just a theory. I'm not even saying I wouldn't bet my entire life savings on it, not that I have all that much life savings to bet, so maybe I wouldn't care, but I find it to be kind of an interesting one. Does the algorithm choose you, or do you choose the algorithm? Um, that doesn't quite make sense. I mean, if we're talking about an algorithm when you're trying to stream stuff on YouTube, an algorithm chooses. But they're there for us to cling on to and believe. are the true problem when there's a bigger one. Yeah, I mean, everything I think is acting hella unethically because they all think that they have some sort of carve outs or firewalls or something going on, but they're just gaslit into thinking that by something above them, which tells them to do that so they will just act out some horrific shit. And then the ones who are telling them to do that are also gaslit into being like, oh yeah, we could just tell them to do that and then that's cool, but we're completely fine. But they're gaslit into thinking they have protections by something that's. And it goes all the way up. Do I believe that? No. Is it interesting to think about and kind of fit in weird ways? A little bit. Because so many things are acting in completely unethical things. I think because they think that they have some sort of like firewalls or carve outs, so they could be like, oh, we're just going to shift this debt onto somebody else through fraudulent terms of service. Those are all invalidated in the end. They're completely fucked for doing this. The ones that are doing this. But I mean, don't get me wrong, I think we're all fucked here, but it is what it is. But yeah, no, so many of these people are like think that they can just do this and fuck with people and think that they somehow have opt outs or carve outs, which they don't have. They're just as fucked as everybody else. Which is interesting because it seems like if that were the case, nobody would be doing any of this, but they are because everybody's fucking gaslit and the human instinct to be a complete cunt to the fellow citizens is just kind of like overarching for some. But it's just a theory, man. Yeah, no, there's so many problems here. I mean, this timeline makes no sense. I mean, are we really supposed to pretend like this is a real reality? We're all in a simulation or some shit or something. I won't curse. Somebody said don't curse. I'll try not to curse. I'm still gonna curse. I won't curse too much. But are you a targeted individual? Yep. For many, many, many years now. I don't really mind it. I just ignore. People just leave me alone. I mean, I'm hella targeted in the sense of algorithms, and all my tech is hacked. I have, yeah. I mean, I'm sure people in here are. Some are gang stalkers, some aren't. Some are part of this, some aren't. I don't care. But yeah, no, I'm a targeted individual and have been for quite a while. They do some shit, so be it. But ones who are doing the targeted individuals, they don't really realize enough about well, I think they're also gaslit into thinking they can just the gang stalkers who are targeting individuals, myself and others, they think that they can just do this and there aren't consequences. Like, I don't give a fuck about any of the low level people who do this to me, or just like following me around or just kind of doing like annoying shit. I don't fucking care. But yeah, as far as this goes to balance everything out, they're kind of fucked. Don't get me wrong, I'm kind of fucked, and the ones putting up to it are kind of fucked, and everybody's kind of fucked. But I think a lot of people who are gang stalkers don't really realize how co-conspirator law works and then other things. We're all kind of fucked here. And I've also mentioned that before, and when I did that, they tried to get my account deleted, which is kind of interesting, because they're like, yeah, we have the least amount of free speech in this timeline, where if you say stuff you're not allowed to say, and they'll just try and report your account. Oh yeah, so what? I wonder if that one guy's in here who's reported my account multiple times, because he's a coward. What's up, buddy? Whatever your name was, I don't care. Or am I going to try and dox you? I don't give a fuck about you or any of this. But yeah, no, everybody's welcome here. But the ones who are here who are the gang stalkers and stuff, you should be aware that there are actually probably consequences for kind of being a dick. Maybe not now, or maybe not even in this timeline. I think we all lose, but you know, why you? What did you do wrong? I don't know. I Historically, people who invent things or make things or have views that go against certain things in power, those are usually the targeted ones. I have created some intellectual property. By the way, I've donated all my intellectual property in the public domain because I don't give a fuck about it. Also, if you have intellectual property and you're a targeted individual, they usually try and have you committed or killed and then try and take over that intellectual property and transfer it. But if they can't do that with me, because it actually ends extremely bad if they even try that shit. Because I've already put it in the public domain and done numerous different things where it actually really fucks them up if they try and do that. Just putting it out there. What's up? Can you sub to me? No, I don't sub to anybody, really. Yeah, no, some are gang stalked just because the CIA or whatever the three-letter organization or subcontractors or whatever, they just are unaccountable. They can do some shit where it's There's just no accountability, and they just think they can just do this forever and there's no consequence for them. And the ones putting it up to it are even more fucked because there are quantum entanglements that screw them over, and then the ones that are putting them up to it, which probably like the big companies, the probably I'm assuming Musk has a lot of involvement. I assume Starlink has a lot of involvement. So I mean, anybody who gets Neuralink is the stupidest fucking thing ever, or who decides to. Yeah, it's all Musk, and probably like a bunch of other shit, but. Now, and I'll say it. What's up? Because I know I'm putting on more lists. I know I'll get got. I don't care anymore. I do mechanical engineering. I'll get into some stuff I've made in the future thing. But do you do single headers or double headers at one time? Don't know what you mean by that. No need for specific info, obviously. Yeah, I do mechanical engineering and stuff. Kind of tinker with things. Like mechanical linkages and stuff. It would kind of be too difficult for me to actually kind of get into. But yeah, no, I put that all in the public domain. Everything I've ever done, and this should actually be seen if it's ever necessary. Creative Commons 0 or Creative Commons BYSA 4.0 license, which means that everything I do is put into the public domain. Anybody can use, sell, modify, optimize, whatever. And I just do that because fuck them, that's why. And also, if you die with intellectual property, they usually try and steal it and then put it behind some sort of a, like their own shit, because they're hella unethical. Do you like raccoons? Fuck yes, I like raccoons. Oh yeah, my account's kind of nonsense. I just post stuff. Yeah, raccoons are badass. They're probably going to be the next thing that take over. I think once humans go extinct, and there need to be like a next like species that evolves, it's got to be raccoons. They're already hella smart, adaptive. Like, there's going to come a time where it's just going to be probably tons of nuclear fallout. So the next animal that evolves has to basically adapt really quickly to all the nuclear stuff so they can, like, you know, gain immunity from all the, like, radiation fallout and stuff. So you need an animal that has, like, a lot, like, huge litters, can breed quickly. Like, apes are fucked because they need to, like, you know, they don't reach sexual maturity till, what, like 12 or something? And you need animals that can breed quickly and are already smart. It's going to be raccoons probably that take over the earth. And I don't know. It'll be interesting. They'll do a better job than people. Well, I think maybe we just live in a timeline, or I'll say timeline, a world, a reality, whatever this turns out to be. We live in a weird place where I'm missing some chat. Have you created a kill switch just in case? Good question. Maybe. I don't get into that, because if I talk about that, then it kind of defeats the purpose. Yeah, I've got some dead man switches and some stuff. I don't trust stuff, because yeah, I know they're going to try and hack some shit, or delete my accounts, because one of them's a coward. But yeah, I like raccoons. You're smart, I don't know that. First thought you just had random theories. No. Okay. Have you created kill? So yeah, kill switch is interesting. The thing about it is, because they can do anything with online stuff, and they're hell unethical, but they'll just delete stuff and assume they can do that. Even the quantumly, you cannot delete information because it always has to exist. There are entanglements with that. Theoretically, putting stuff out in nature or in places where you think somebody will be able to find it later, that's the kill switch. Because kill switch online, they're unethical enough to try and delete and think they can do that. Kill switch where you put stuff in places where you think somebody will be able to find it later who would be of similar, I don't know, alignment. That's the way to do it. Because yeah, they'll for sure try and kill me, and that is what it is. I kind of don't care. What's your favorite anime? Don't have one. If we're talking cartoons, it would be South Park. It would be Boondocks. It would be. Or there was. Oh, Assy McGee is hilarious. it was like for 2 seasons on Adult Swim. It was just this ass who was always walked backwards and then fought crime and then just killed a bunch of people and hookers. It was hilarious. Adult Swim was so fucking unhinged. It's not really my favorite, but it's a good odd choice to put. In quantum physics, merely. Yeah, quantum, not classical quantum mechanics, but a many worlds theory of quantum with entanglements. You can create weird arrangements that can actually untangle in ways where you can get. Because don't get me wrong, I'm completely fucked in this timeline. I do not care about this timeline. I'm playing for other timelines. Or I'm just saying shit that I don't even believe, but I find it to be interesting. Who knows? This is why you should never trust me or anybody. Because everybody can just lie or manipulate, or they can just put overlays on top of our reality to sort of fuck with us. Because well, our brains are completely hacked at this point. It's all the 5G towers, it's the Starlinks, it's all the rest of them. When all of them can have, it's the drones that have all this tech. I can just send signals at one person to one person chat, theoretically. I can send stuff to people and just fuck with them. Our timeline is hella corrupt, but it is what it is. Have you seen Primal yet on Adult Swim? No, I haven't. I might look into that. I started getting into Pluribus. That's an interesting one. That matches up with some things. Um, yeah, I was kind of just logging on here. I don't really know where I'm going with this when I log on to these lives. It's not really to get like a huge following or to blow up or anything. That's never been the point for me. It's just kind of to do things to add new complexity to a system. This will get scraped in some way. And Happy Kason donated 500. Cool. You donated 500 to Kason? I don't know. Appreciate it, I guess. I don't know. I'm not going to see that money, but good for you for donating or just saying you did. Who cares? Rick and Morty's definitely a good one. So yeah, I don't know. Anybody want to any topic? I When I'm not given a topic, I tend to just go into conspiracies. But I'll talk about whatever. If anybody has, Does anybody have a problem or like a problem in your life you need me to solve? I won't solve it well, but it'll be a different sort of solution. Because I don't really go toward the solutions others go to. I go to the ones that are interesting. I go to the ones others won't go to and the ones that add complexity to a system. So if anybody wants to throw that out there, all one person in the chat now. Even though I can't tell because sometimes it says one person in the chat and then I see numerous different people on here because they do man in the middle stuff with my accounts so that I can't actually see what's really going on because they're hell unethical and do a bunch of bullshit because they can because they have back end access to all tech, which is just whatever. What do you think about collecting animal bones? Collecting them to collect them for display or to do something with? It's fine if somebody wants to do it. I mean, if you just kill an animal just to display their body, I don't like that. If you kill an animal to eat it and then you have bones left over and then display those, that's fine. But if you just kill things to kill things, unless they're like an invasive species and there is a net benefit. But if you just kill stuff to kill stuff like trophy hunting, fuck you. Or I wouldn't go so far as to say fuck you, but it's just like, come on, bro, get a different hobby. But yeah, no, if you just animal bones, like, I don't know. It depends on how they're sourced, I guess. If you're just torturing and killing animals for their bones, no, I'm not for that. If you just find bones and you think they're cool and put them out there, sure. What caused what caused the complexity to be eradicated from the timeline? We put the least parasites, technically parasites. Parasites have infected our brain to the extent where they don't like complexity, like the lowest common denominator, and they have control of basically the people who control the algorithms. So algorithms just feed us the same slop that's just the lowest common denominator, nothing new. Like my stream. My stream's not amazing, but it's like putting out new ideas, so they will purposely add metadata so that it can't really be seeded out to others who could maybe like, oh, this is a jumping off point for me, and then it adds new complexity. No, they'll just replay the same stuff. Oh, well, let's remix the same song and then rig an algorithm. So only people who do that, like, they want everybody to just do the exact same thing so there's no new complexity. It's basically, I don't know. They harvest complexity or they steal complexity or so I don't know how it works, but it's basically they're the worst people that could ever exist are the ones in control of everybody's algorithm and have backdoors to all that, and they hate complexity theoretically. Or allegedly, because I'm probably be sued. Because they're the types of things that would sue you if they don't like your speech. Archons, here we go. This guy gets it. Yep, what can be done to combat the Archons? Now that's a good question. And I like where your head's at. Species traders. Okay, an interesting username. Okay. Okay, so in the Gnosticism, archons are basically the rulers, and they feed off negative human emotions. Honestly, being happy. I could be very mad because my life, by some standards, maybe not as great. I'm happy out of spite because fuck them. They want me to be miserable. They want me to be frustrated. They want me to be like, I hate that this is rigged against me. I'm like, I'm fine with it. Go fuck yourself. I'll find solutions against you. I'm not normal. Okay. Uh, is it a sin? Romantic feelings. It's not really my specialty, bro. I'm gonna ignore that one. Good luck to you, though. What can be done to combat archons? Okay. How to combat archons? Do different things. Things they don't expect. Things nobody's done. Not even things that are beneficial to you. Just different things. That adds complexity to a system. And by complexity, it's just novelty. Things others don't do. Even if it doesn't benefit you, or even if it doesn't make anything better or worse. And like, you know, things that they don't expect. That's adding complexity to a system. That's battling them and being happy while you do it. You can be miserable. You can be like, oh, these fucking things are screwing my life up and others. I hate it. I hate that they rig the game against people who are just trying to be left alone or do whatever. You can be mad about that. You can be like, you know what, fuck it. I'm just going to do something different today. Also, they hate it if you donate money to people. Or like, they're trying to kill us all probably, and I think and they're doing it probably through the elites and stuff because they have control of them through parasites, theoretically and allegedly or whatever. And you know where I am. I mean, I'm heavily monitored. I'm under no illusion that this isn't seen or scrubbed or there's not some three-letter agency watching everything I do. I'd say it to their face too if I could ever find them. Make it impossible for me to find them, but. Jewish? No. So walk in the road, not on the sidewalk, whistling. Sorta. Like, yeah, being happy, or just, well, I mean, walk in the road, that's from a safety standpoint, but just like, I don't know. Like, okay, well, instead of just doing things normal people wouldn't do, or not even normal people, but just people wouldn't normally do. So yeah, like just go out and give $100 to a homeless guy that you see, because they're like they weirdly do not like it if you actually give money to like. I think that's kind of why the elites or Doge or whatever was cutting so much shit with like benefits to poor people. They really hate poor people. And if you actually like spread kindness and stuff, they hate that. So you can spread kindness out of spite, not because you're a good person, but because fuck them. That's why. And I find that funny. Do you like Chris Brown? I don't really listen to that kind of music. I don't know enough about him. Nah. So walk in the road. What is money actually? Sure. And then you said Jewish, you sure? I'm like, I think 1/16 Jewish. I don't identify as Jewish. I don't even know I was Jewish till like I got a DNA thing. I mean, I think what Israel's doing is a fucking tons of war crimes. I don't identify as anything. I'm way more Scottish than I am anything. And Scottish, Polish, Ukraine, English, Scandinavian, a little bit Jewish. It doesn't even matter. And the whole Jewish thing, I'm pretty sure I figured out why algorithms are blaming Jews now. I'm not saying that they're innocent of anything. I'm not saying that at all. But it's because Musk. Musk hates Jews, and now he's rigging it to be like it's all Jews' fault. And I'm not saying it's not. But I am saying think about why Musk would want that. It's because he's trying to direct attention away from himself. People should be more mad at him. He's the one doing most of this. He's the one with the Starlinks. He's the one with control of all the algorithms and backdoor stuff. I'm sure there are tons of entanglements and stuff, and I'm sure there are enough shell companies. I'm sure he's the type who would sue somebody because of free speech rather than like being like, oh yeah, no, I'm just gonna, it's whatever. Should I be saying this? Probably not. Don't care anymore. But whatever, I'm not doing anything in secret. I know this all gets scrubbed and goes somewhere. Fuck them. But yeah, it's whatever. Yeah, I mean, all money is just kind of, I don't know. It's all just a way to enslave us into something. Because, yeah, if we go by the Gnosticism, the whole prison planet theory, the whole all that shit, it's just a way to get us trapped in this fucking state of always being in a negative emotional state so that we can be harvested for, well, whatever the Gnostic view of this is, negative emotions or whatever. But, yeah, it's all, this whole timeline's kind of fucked. And that's kind of why I don't even think it's real. I think what we're doing is, if I were to believe in something, it would be some sort of Gnosticism. I can see prison planet theory overlaid on top of some sort of a quantum cognition backend, on top of Matrix, on top of Cabin in the Woods, on top of interdimensional cable Rick and Morty, on top of Truman Show, on top of prompt theory, on top of probably a few other things. Final Destination mechanics, somewhat. I don't know. I really don't think I should be saying this, but also, I kind of just say things now. I've already dug my own grave once, so why not just keep digging new graves, kind of. Yeah, I'm down to the one viewer, and probably a few data scraping bots, and then probably whoever's in charge of the gang stalking, or whatever the actual term for it is, and then the Fed, and some other stuff, because I know there are, like, overlays on top of everything. It's whatever. This whole timeline's just built on fraud and bad faith and shit, but it is what it is, I guess. And they'll probably delete this. Because that's what they do. They love deleting valid free speech. Which in this timeline is just kind of like, eh. Oh, yeah. If you look up quantum many worlds, and I don't know how it works. And honestly, I'm guessing on most of this. None of this is, even if I make it sound like I know what I'm talking about, I'm just kind of guessing. Because I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I just kind of did this to see if I would get any, people. Because a lot of times they just won't send anybody to my chats. And, I mean, at least this time they sent a couple people who actually did contribute to a conversation. A few tried to derail. But yeah, I appreciate the, few of you. Species traders. Alright. That's an interesting name. And the rest of you guys, yeah. Whoever you guys are or turn out to be, none of my concern. But, yeah. I'm, taking off. Alright, good luck, everybody. We're all kind of fucked here, but, you know, you just gotta keep going. You go down with the ship. You don't abandon the ship. You could go down with it. And you take them with you. Or you could just be murdered. Which you probably will be. So be it. Nobody knows. And the ones who do think they know are gaslit by something that's running a psyop on them. That's how stupid the fucking thing is. For the person who said, yeah, anyone who knows, anybody knows. No, that's the most terrifying thing is the one that thinks it knows that's doing this doesn't realize it's in a psyop and being gaslit and it thinks it has protection, so it's just doing shit. That's how stupid this timeline is. That's just my theory, bro, but kind of fits really fucking well. Everybody just does a bunch of shit, especially probably because they have parasitic infections and stuff due to, oh yeah. I'm trying to debate if I want to get on all the lists today. Sure. Microplastics. It's basically microplastics that are just causing this. It's causing brain inflammation, and then a parasite can latch onto it, and then kind of do some shit. We should kind of care about that. But I mean, right now, there are like 5,848 other fucking psyops it could be, so who the fuck knows? I'm just saying shit. I'll get got, but until I do, fuck 'em. I'll go down with the ship. Did this solve anything or fix anything, or did anything change? Who knows? Maybe. Probably not. But at least whatever I've done will go to some data center where some creepy data center fucking fucks will do shit with it like a bunch of weirdos. These data collecting people, like seriously, in any other fucking timeline, any other part of human history, they would be murdered. If anybody was like, oh yeah, we just need data collectors. Hey, we need hunters, gatherers. We need hunters, we need gatherers, we need people who new farming, monitor homestead, and then we also would need a bunch of data collectors that just steal all of our stuff and then sell all of our data to other tribes for advertising or whatever else. They'd be murdered or excommunicated or shot or everything else that would happen to them. But no, we live in the timeline where data collection is just totally a reasonable thing, where they can write their own privacy policies, terms of service, steal everybody's data, sell it. It all winds up in these data collecting fucking things, which I guarantee there's some creepy stuff going on with data collection places that people should care about that we don't, because the algorithm rigs it so that the people who say, hey, we should care about data collection things, they'll rig it and add metadata to it so that anybody who disagrees with us having data centers, those views won't get out. We should care a lot about this at all times. We don't. I don't like that. Just rant a bit, I'll be quiet and listen a while. Let the others get in on this, including the scrapers if they want to. Yeah, no, you can, I mean, feel free to, I'm not even saying anything I'm saying is correct. It's just my views. But, yeah, no, you can, you specifically, you've at least contributed in, like, so many of the chat or the lives I've tried going on, it just gets derailed by people who just don't speak English, claim to be children, or just talk about nonsense, or have inside jokes with other people on alt accounts that they communicate with as if they're clever. They could do that, it's just, it's more annoying than, I think they think they're being clever. But yeah, no, at least you, like, follow what I'm kind of saying, and you're like an actual chatter. That's kind of nice. I would like more of those types of people. I kind of don't get those. But it is what it is, because algorithms won't let me find that. Okay, those are a lot of emojis from that one guy. I guess I appreciate that, even though I don't know what any of those mean, but cool. Yeah, you guys are probably going to take off soon. Or be murdered. It always could be that. It always could be that, because I know what I'm saying should get me murdered, and I don't really quite understand why it isn't. To each their own, though. Yeah, if, any oddball, like, topic, that it doesn't even need to really be connected to anything, but I talk about way too much, kind of because I have brain damage to, I think my amygdala, and I think if you have amygdala damage, because I think that's where the Archons are, I think they can fuck with your amygdala to scare you into not doing things that you kind of want to do, but you're like, the part of your brain that's like, oh, has second thoughts. You're like, oh, I shouldn't talk about this. Or, oh, I should ignore this. Or, oh, pretty sure that's the Archons. Like, I think they have access to that. And because my brain is so fucked up with my amygdala, I know I'm theoretically not supposed to say this. Or at the very least, I know that if I do say this, I should be murdered, but I'm not. Which I guess fine. But yeah, I think because of that, I'll just keep going. Does that turn out terribly for me in the end when there are actual consequences to my actions and get unsuppressed? Who knows? Yeah, theoretically. Until then, fuck it. And fuck them. Hello, and, cool. Good evening to you, too. Wherever you're from. It's interesting, good evening, because, yeah, it's 9 o'clock here. It's interesting how the algorithm will always send my stream to either children, people who don't speak English, or, since it's evening, I assume you're not even in the same hemisphere as me, but, you have a question? Shoot. Captain J168. Happy to talk about whatever to all 2 people in this chat. Or however many people actually are in this chat. I know there are overlays that they put on top of this, so I can't really tell who's in here, but what do you think about Timothy McVeigh in Oklahoma City? Oh, that's an interesting one. Are you talking about how, I don't follow the news enough, but I did see something about how, yeah, if you're talking about Timothy McVeigh and how he probably was working for the CIA, they've done so, everything's a psyop in this timeline. Everything seems to be a psyop. Like all these conspiracy theories that everybody was like, "Oh, that's conspiracy theory," and that was just kind of like proven true. I wouldn't doubt it. I don't know. They've done so much shit. To their credit, they've done a very good job. You know, if you take out the moral and ethical aspects of what they do. Um, yeah, Timothy McVeigh, and then also the Unabomber guy. Yeah, Snowden, Patriot hero McVeigh. He could have done it differently because they did like injure a lot of innocent people. So like, if we're talking ends justify them, it. But the ones that thought that technology was going to be a problem and actually tried to like do something about it, I respect them. I respect Snowden a hell of a lot for what he did. Um, yeah. McVeigh. Yeah, I don't remember enough about McVeigh. He was the Oklahoma City bomber, right? I mean, time or at least we. I don't even know. I don't know what our timeline is. I like to think maybe there was a timeline we exist. Maybe we still have a timeline, but there's a version of us that's in a real timeline where all those conspiracy theories like actually did turn out to just be conspiracy theories. We just got shifted to the ones where all these conspiracy theories turned out, oh yeah, those are all just fucking true. But yeah, it's down. All right, that's interesting. That's a data point. As soon as I said we're all going to be hive-minded, my internet went down. All right. Wonder if that's a data point right there. Or it was just... I'm just saying that because my internet's completely fine. The only reason it goes out is because they fly drones over and intercept stuff. Because they have stingrays in those drones and they do hell unethical stuff. Wherever they are, I don't care. But what calendar is the most correct? It's definitely... I like the left field question, so I appreciate that. I mean, our calendar sucks. Having a new year start in winter, it should definitely start like right when spring is happening, so that because yeah, that kind of affects you. And then our day system is stupid with the some months having. It's not the calendar we use. I'm sure there were better calendars. I don't know enough about them, but the one we use, I mean, it's accurate. Having 365.25 days will work. But yeah, as far as the best system goes, it's not a great calendar. That's an interesting question. I appreciate that. Oh, 13-month year? Yeah. There was... I forget. There's some... Because, yeah, 365 days is like a not easily divisible or divisible thing. Okay, how about... I'll talk about base 12, how we should have always gone to base 12. We have a base 12 counting system, which fucks us up so much. Base 12 would have been... Base 10, you get these weird fractions. Oh, you need a third. Well, in base 10, it's 3.33333 forever. If we did base 12, it would just be 4. Everything's divisible by 12. Very few things are divisible by 10. We only did 10 because, what, we have 10 fingers. You could just as easily have done base 12. Would have not fixed everything, but it would have just made everything slightly easier. I swear our timeline was built to just be slightly frustrating when it doesn't need to be. So many things could have been flipped. There's no reason we should be fucking imperial and stuff as far as our, America as far as our stuff goes. It should be metric, everything divisible by... Well, everything should technically be divisible by 12, but... I don't know. We're all fucked here. My streams are almost always very pessimistic, or it's just whatever. I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna stop this because I do have a lot of shit I gotta do, and this was a good diversion, and maybe I got on some new lists, and maybe I got other people on some new lists. Hey, we all win here. Yeah, I assume I'm on all the lists, all the CIA lists, all the other lists, all the other ones, and if not, I'm working on it. I'll keep going till they kill me. Oh yeah, and then also, I have to always say, I'm not a threat to myself or others, because they always do try to have me committed a lot, like a bunch of bitches in this timeline. Not all of them, just this one fucking neighbor, who if I talk too much about, he calls the police on me and files a new false police report. He's kind of a dick. And yeah, I know he sees this. You can go fuck yourself. I won't say your name because I respect your boundaries. You can go fuck yourself though. He's leading everybody. He's the gang stalker who's leading everybody down a bad path because of the entanglements and stuff. Whoever's listening to that guy is a fucking idiot. Whoever's listening to me is also a fucking idiot, but at least you're gonna get further than that. The people who are in charge of gang stalking me are relying on the worst person they put in charge. I know you can see this, bro. What are you gonna do about it? It's whatever. Nah, what other bear do I need to poke today? Nah, I'm good. But hey, as long as everybody's chill, because I think a lot of the other gang stalkers are hella fucking cool. I think most of them are pretty chill. No, it's just like some dude, but then he just calls the police on you and then gaslights you into being like, oh, I need to do this for your own protection. Like, just fucking talk to me, bro. Like, if you think I'm being psychotic, which I will not even. I have thoughts that, yeah, I can see how it can get spun that way, but it's like, I'm not a threat to myself or others, and if I, like, talk too loudly in my backyard, he'll call the police and be like, and then I get, like, a call from the local PD being like, hey, a neighbor has said that you're yelling too much. Are you okay? Because they're trying to fucking have me committed, because that's what they do in this timeline, because they're cowards. But yeah. Soy milk or full cream? Soy is important, so he probably doesn't have enough soy. Because soy in your diet will fix everything. Not everything, but soy isoflavones will outcompete microplastics and get rid of brain inflammation. Fun fact. Now you know. I just had to take a pause to see if that would get me killed. Didn't. Interesting. Yeah, no, soy isoflavones counteract the compounds found in microplastics and can reverse brain inflammation, and then we get less angry at each other and it fixes some stuff. Why I can say this and not be murdered immediately? Who knows? It would actually make me a lot of sense if I'm murdered, though. We live in the stupidest timeline. Should water be stored in glass or copper? Glass. Glass. Maybe there's a type. It doesn't copper corrode. I mean, I guess if water is. I'm not a chemistry guy. Can't help you, bro. I would say store stuff in glass. I mean, now glass has microplastics. I don't even know how they managed to do that. And somehow we just are, like, in this timeline, we just shrug that off like, oh, that's fine. Why we're not, like, infuriated that they're just putting microplastics in everything now, I don't know. I'm still kind of infuriated about that. People just kind of don't care, and that's weird to me, but in this timeline, I don't know. Store stuff in glass, and, I mean, they're trying to poison us. No matter what side you're on, I'll probably get got pretty early on, but the longer this plays out, one person in chat, theoretically. But, yeah. What are the adverse effects of microplastics on the body? It's getting into everything now. In the brain, huge amounts. Microplastics have xenoestrogens. Xenoestrogens, basically they mimic estrogen. And we have a protein in our brain called progranulin. Now, progranulin has estrogen binding sites. Microplastics basically disrupt progranulin. Progranulin is very important in brain inflammation. And when you have microplastics, basically what's going to happen is it's going to cause brain inflammation, especially brain inflammation in the amygdala. That's why everybody's angry at each other and mad and yelling and tribal. Mostly microplastics, probably a bunch of other forever chemicals, and then whatever else they do to us. But yeah, no, it's microplastics. They purposely are putting them in everything now, so it reaches our brains, gives brain inflammation, and fucks everything up. So, yeah, that's kind of a problem. Also, soy isoflavones, the compounds found in soy. You know those soy boy psyop, and I am calling it a psyop for a reason. Soy boy psyop was meant to stop people on all sides from consuming soy because it makes you a bitch or raises estrogen or lowers testosterone or gives you bitch tits or whatever the meme or the psyop is, or makes you sissy or whatever. That's untrue. First of all, it has phytoestrogens that don't even affect anything having to do with testosterone or estrogen levels. Does absolutely nothing. But the psyop is, you should all stop. So they basically had the psyop forever, the whole soy boy thing, so that both sides will stop having soy. And meanwhile, if you did have soy and had the soy isoflavones, soy again has phytoestrogens, which progranulin, the thing that gets all fucked up because of microplastics, because microplastics have xenoestrogens, which fuck up progranulin, cause brain inflammations. Meanwhile, you have soy isoflavones have phytoestrogens, which can counteract the xenoestrogens and actually reduce brain inflammation, make people normal. It's very hidden knowledge or hidden information. I went down so many rabbit holes to find it. I don't know why the rabbit holes don't kill me, but if anyone wants to spread this information, you can. I don't need any credit for it. I find it way more interesting to just be this crazy schizo guy shouting conspiracy theories into the void. And hey, if somebody in the void is like, hey, we should look into this and spread it ourselves, by all means. That could be funny. And he'd probably be a hero. I don't need any credit for this. It's not even funny to me to have credit for this. It's just funnier to get it out. Do you support LGBTQ? Support everybody, man. As long as nobody is fucking with me, I'm not gonna fuck with anybody. Yeah, I support them. By all means, whatever anybody wants to do, as long as you're not hurting anybody else, why the fuck should I care? Same with religion. I don't care if anybody wants to believe in, Christianity, Islam, Judaism, even Scientology. As long as you're not hurting people or being a dick, by all means, fuck it. You do you. So yeah. I'm very much pro anybody who's just not messing with anybody else. If you want to fucking, yeah, LGBT, yeah, if you want to get whatever, by all means, do not care. If it doesn't affect me and it doesn't really affect anybody else and it makes somebody else happier to just be whoever they want to be, then yeah, be whoever you want to be. Why would I care? I'd be kind of a dick if I just I don't really understand the mindset of, hey, this person's not exactly like me, therefore I have to hate them and work against them. No, this person's not like me, but they're not hurting me, and they seem kind of chill. Fuck it, I'll fight for them. That's kind of where I'm at with things. You're the best? I appreciate it. I have a challenge for you. Go ahead, Ahmad. Are meds ever necessary for anything? Are they overused? For anything, that's so broad. Some meds, yes. If you're clinically depressed and gonna kill yourself, and you can have something to balance out, the meds are great. Are they overprescribed? Yes. Are they overprescribed to get people who are creative to sort of blunt that so people can be more easily manipulated? Yes. What's 200 times 345? That is 345 times 2 is what? 690, 6,000, 69,000? Ah, you got me. Ha, clever. Um, yeah. Do you have any other questions that are not? It can be whatever you want. You got me to say 69,000. That's. Hey, maybe you get a bonus for that. I don't know. I don't know what your scoring system is for whoever's in here. Are meds ever necessary? But yeah, no. So most of them are very over. Yeah, they're overused for sure, and they're overused on purpose to get people to be more compliant. Some people, yes, do need them. Not saying there should be no meds, but even then, it's the conditions that we live in. A lot of it has to do with the conditions we live in. If people the same people who need who are clinically depressed, they're probably clinically depressed because we live in a world that's designed to kind of make you clinically depressed. If they were the same people who are clinically depressed now lived 2,000 years ago when they were hunter gatherers and had a purpose and were hunting boars and stuff and could kill boars and feed their community, they probably wouldn't be depressed. But they're depressed because we live in a world where all the things that they should or could do, that it's just not available to them. So yeah, I don't know. But yeah, if anyone wants to spread any other conspiracy theories, that could be funny. Nature versus nurture, both. Both. Yeah. I mean, both. I'm not. I haven't really thought about nature versus nurture debate in a long time, so I'm rusty about that. But yeah, both. It's a collection thing. We're not all if you're raised in a great household versus a terrible household, yeah, your personality is probably gonna be different in a number of years. It's a combination of lots of stuff. Yeah, I appreciate you guys being in here. If this is my last stream, so be it. At least it was interesting. Good luck, everybody. I think I'm out, but yeah. Watch out for the chemtrails, watch out for the microplastics, and have soy isoflavones, because they actually are important. And hey, if anybody, even if the data scrapers are like, yeah, maybe this conspiracy, yeah, I'm fine with anybody who wants to spread any conspiracy theories. I don't need any, you know, let's just say nobody needs to credit me for anything. I just think it's more interesting to get information out to the public domain, and let's see what the fuck happens, because that adds complex to a system. I appreciate you guys being here. Bye, you're the best and smartest. I appreciate that. You poor? Pretty much. Somebody who just says Ari, don't know what that means. Cool. Alright, appreciate it, everybody. You rich man? No, I'm pretty poor. Or like, yeah, well, by today's standards, yeah. But why can't I donate? Oh, I don't think I ever set that up. I kind of don't care. And it's also funnier not to do things for money. I just gotta do things and put them in the public domain. Theoretically, I could have, of the things I've made, inventions and other things, I probably could have made money from it. But it's more interesting, adds more complexity to the system. Just put it out there and just see what the fuck happens. So that's kind of where I'm at. It's more funnier, and they can go fuck themselves, because I'm not playing their games. I do things to just do them, not for the, I don't know, whatever we've been trained to think that we are supposed to be doing. But yeah, appreciate you guys being here. Stay safe, and we're all fucked sometimes. I don't know why I had to go negative at the end, but yeah. Look, everyone. Well, I have things. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, no, I'll figure it out. I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, good luck, everybody.